So, what do I look? Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Claudia. I'm looking. Where do I look?
I don't know. I'm looking there.
I had flashbacks
All right.
to like
I use Android.
Like,
I think I have to look.
I was like, she literally.
My camera.
Okay, wait. Are my eyes good now?
I use Android, so I'm looking in the wrong place. So I'm going to look that way. I don't know. Welcome to Coffee with Claudia. We're here at, sorry about the noise, but we're here at National Grind in LSD.
Did you think I was going to be like, well, for this? Did you think I was going to be
My
like,
live button. But we're actually at a coffee shop.
Yeah, we're at a coffee shop. So I am here with Mary Beth Spielvogel, and I don't even here. We were going to go outside, but it's raining. So this is life. So let me fit in. Mary Beth is our director, and in Mary Kay, when you have a director, it doesn't mean that you report to somebody or she tells me what to do. We're all independent. She's just our leader. We copy her and we run with what we learn. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to introduce you to her, and you can get to know her a little bit. So Mary Beth, tell me a little bit about you, your family, hobbies.
Sure. Well, I've been married for 38 years. I have 4 children, and they're all boys. And I have 5 grandchildren, 1 granddaughter. All the rest of them are boys. But I like to do a lot of different things. So Mary Kay is my business. It is my job. It's what I do. But I have a lot of other interests and hobbies as well. I love the garden. I love any type of crafts. Crocheting. I know that sounds so old school, but I do love the crochet still. I love to babysit my grandchildren most of the time. My life is crazy. It's busy, but it's also fulfilling and rewarding too.
Right. So tell me a little bit. I know the story, but you haven't heard it. How did you get started in Mary Kay?
Okay, well, first of all, I've always used Mary Kay products, really from the time I was 16 years old, but never really thought about selling the product. And I had a girlfriend who lived in California, and we would visit them, they would visit us, and I was intrigued because she left her full-time job to do a Mary Kay business. And I saw her having kids. She was able to be at home with them, but she was actually making the income as a full-time career. So it intrigued me. So every time we would get together, she'd tell me a little bit more. And then the time came that my oldest son was getting ready to attend college. And at that time, I was working full-time as a paralegal. So I didn't really have time or did not wish to leave in the evenings and weekends just to make a little bit of extra money. So I thought maybe this was the time to try my hand at Mary Kay. Again, I already loved the products. I pretty much loved everything about Mary Kay. So my initial goal was just to have a base of customers where I gave them their products, made a little bit of extra income. My original goal was just to make maybe $50 a week to help out with those extra college expenses. And what happened was, after that first year in my business, I was just partying, making money, and I surpassed my income at my paralegal job. So I kept doing it, and then I earned a free car, and I kept doing it, and I was running my own business out of my household. And so I was able to leave that full-time career because my passion was really just to be able to help with my grandkids. And so I left that job as a paralegal to work my Mary Kay business more on a part-time, full-time basis, and to be able to help my kids with their kids. And so I'm kind of living the dream right now. Spending time with my family. You know, in Mary Kay, we really look at God first, family second, and career third. And that's how I run my business. And it is fulfilling and rewarding because of that.
Yes, and I have to say with Mary Beth, you can see that, being your own boss is not easy. It takes discipline, it takes work. You have to pretend that you're going to a 9-to-5 job and work as well, because if you just think that people are going to come to you. You have to do the work. And Mary Beth has been driving free for how many years?
It's been 16 years I've been driving free.
16 years driving free. So if you think that a business like this doesn't work, she's proof. She's proof, and I can take my iPad outside and show you, which I'm struggling. I'm a Samsung kind of girl. I hope the video is straight.
Might not even be able to see us, right?
Oh, I hope they can see us. But anyways, so this kind of business works when you work, so you gotta work.
But I have to just intercede and say, it's not like a 9-to-5 job. I don't go in my office at 9 o'clock dressed up and say, hey, I'm ready to work. You know, I have a couple of skincare classes a week, and, you know, prior to COVID, they were outside of the home. Now my skincare classes are inside of my home. So sometimes I have my pajama bottoms on while I'm working, and, you know, sometimes I choose to work in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. It just really revolves around my family.
Yes, and that's the reason why I decided, okay, I'm going to make this work, because I have kids, and when you have kids, you don't want to miss their ceremony, you know, any special thing that they have at school that's during the day. And if you're working for corporate America, you have to ask to take time off. You know, you can manage your work time around your family and your kids. So that's the beauty.
And when I was at my other job, I used to sit and look out the window in the summertime. We had a pool, and I never allowed my kids in the pool until they were probably 18 by themselves without me being there, because you never know, especially having 4 boys. You know, they'd be jumping off my roof. So I wouldn't allow them to swim unless I was home, and I would be sitting at my job looking out the window on a beautiful day thinking, oh my gosh, why can I not be home? I could be sitting by my pool, you know. So that was one of the benefits too of really just living my life, and not only just living my life in the evenings and the weekends, and just living it any time I chose to.
Yeah. Now, I know you touched a little bit already, but when you are not doing Mary Kay, what do you like to do?
I love the garden. I love flowers. I always say sometimes I like flowers better than people, because I love watering them. They're beautiful. I love to watch them grow. So any type of gardening I really love. And that's in the summertime, obviously, where we live. We can't garden all year. And so in the winter, you know, my husband and I are big movie fans. We love going to the movies. Of course, the last couple of years, we love staying home and watching movies. That's one of the things we love to do. I love cooking. I love cooking for my family. I love cooking for other people. And I actually have another little business where I have a venue at my house, and I cook. Yes, I cook and I cater weddings and retirement dinners and birthday parties. So I do that, obviously.
Graduation?
Yes, graduation parties. I do that really during my spare time. See, I'm a busy person. I'm a busy person. I like to be busy, and it's funny because the careers that I have are really just things that I love to do. So I feel like I really never work. I don't work.
It's
I tell
what they
people
say,
I don't work.
Right? They say if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like you're working at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I work. I just really have expanded the hobbies into businesses.
Yeah. Now, I know in Mary Kay Ash always said that she took God as her partner. So we put God first, family second, career third. So our faith is very important. You don't have to be Christian or something to work the business. But how do you think that your faith fits in your business?
Obviously, like Connie already said, like Claudia already said, I love being live. And I interjected that too. You know, Mary Kay runs on God first, family second, and career third. And when we run our business that way, everything kind of just falls into place. And in my own personal life, I've definitely experienced that faith, and I attribute that to me even being here. You know, I've had those times in my life where things were challenging, and if I could not rely or have not relied on my faith, I really don't think that I would be here right now. So that's a plays a huge role and important part of my life for sure.
I think it gives you hope. You know, when you believe in something, you believe. You always kind of believe, okay, it's going to be better tomorrow.
And this year, personally, I'm really focusing on taking God as my co-pilot. So instead of getting frustrated in my business and in my personal life, I've really just been focusing on Him taking the lead and me not trying to solve all the problems and the issues myself, and just letting it happen, letting it be, and focusing on Him taking care of it. Because let's face it, we basically don't have control most of the time anyways. Just look at what we've been living in the past 2 years, but we've still found a way to trudge forward. And honestly, I've seen people's businesses grow more during the pandemic than even prior to that. So even though we do have to experience things, God turns it around and makes good things come out of it.
Absolutely. A lot of people getting into the online business, virtual world, and being able to work with that flexibility, working from home and stuff. So,
because Mary Kay always said, face-to-face is really the best way to work your business. But we have really made that change and that pivot during this last year, and knowing face-to-face meant only virtually. So we have learned to pivot, work through that challenging time, and not only that, but work through it successfully and seeing things happen and growing bigger during that time.
It's having that connection, even if it's virtual, in person, virtual. I don't know which one this is, so I should have practiced this. All right, last question.
Okay.
If you had never been introduced to Mary Kay previously, where would you think you would be today?
Oh my gosh, that's really a scary thought, a scary question, because Mary Kay has become so much more than just an income in our household. It's like a way of life. It's really letting life take the lead, and it's kind of like that saying of learning how to, what is the phrase about? It's not about learning to prevent the rain, but learning how to dance.
How to dance in the rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Don't wait for the rain to go away. Just learn how to dance in the rain.
We've had a lot of challenging things happen in our life, as everybody has, I'm not like the exception to the rule. So Mary Kay has helped our family financially. First and foremost, there have been times in our lives that whether my husband couldn't work, my husband has honed his own business as well. So it's provided us insurance. It's provided us stability. It's provided us the use of that free car. So think of the savings. If you never had a car payment for 16 years, what that could provide you in your household. So I started this business to help with some of those little extra college expenses for my oldest son, and what it's actually helped us do is had my kids have their little loan just to make them, be held responsible. It's loud in here, sorry. But it's also had them free up any other extra loans that they had to take. So we revolved anything that we saved from that car and put it right into our kids' education. So I am sitting here as a scary thought. So I think where I would be if it wasn't for Mary Kay is working that full-time job and being frustrated because I would want to be doing other things.
Paying for college loans.
My kids paying for their own loans. My kids not only doing that, but having not free daycare from BB. That's what they call me. So they would be paying for daycare, and the thought of having my grandkids be in daycare makes me ill. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with daycare, but the sickness,
when they're little,
and things like that, and just having those memories with BB and Buddy. That's what they call us, because let's face it, we're not all going to be here forever. So those are some of the most important things for me personally. And the thought of those not taking place, or, my husband and I are just taking off next week. I don't have to ask permission from my boss for vacation time. Just some of those little perks that you get from owning your own business.
Being limited to that time, if you're flying somewhere, you want to be able to stay with your son wherever, for a long time.
Yeah, my husband and I have the opportunity to travel we live in Pennsylvania, so not only is it dark, it's really icy and snowy. So January and February, we usually take off and go to Hawaii and spend, 6 weeks there and enjoy my son that lives there. So I get to spend time with him, not just quality time, but I get to spend quantity time with him too because of my Mary Kay business. And the takeaway from those things are it's not just about the money. Of course, the money helps us be able to do those things, but the connection with my kids I've got to form because of my Mary Kay business. And not only that, but then just watching us run our own businesses has encouraged them. 3 of my 4 boys, and I could say all 4 of my boys, have their own businesses as well. I have an artist who is an art teacher at a school who does drawings and paintings on the side because of he's watched us work our own businesses. 2 of my kids have took over my husband's business that he's no longer able to work. They've done that, so they all have a plan B. And my oldest son is running an orthodontic practice, so they've all kind of followed in our footsteps in that. And whether it's a plan B for them or a plan A, they have the security of their own businesses as well.
Yeah, the kids watch you. But, well, this was great. I did forget to say I am not having coffee. It's actually Elwood Fog or London Fog. It's tea with milk and vanilla, so really good. And, I don't know where I'm
So if you're local, check out our National Grind Coffee Shop because
Yes.
they have an amazing menu and you can have an amazing time here. We've been here for like an hour and a half.
You can look in the back while I would turn around.
Yeah, you can turn and show the counter. Maybe you don't know where it's pointing to.
Bear with me for a second. I have my keyboard stuck to my fancy. There you go. So there is the counter. They offer
So many cool, unique things.
Yeah, they have great coffees, and now we're a huge Mary Beth. Anyways, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you for your time, and it was great having you here. I love Mary Beth. I've learned so much from her, and the nice thing, we're all independent, like I said in the beginning, but whenever I have a question, whenever I need support, and having your own business, business owners, any kind of business, you have ups and downs, ups and downs. The trick is never give up, right, Mary? Never give up. It's just like the baby trying to walk. They fall on their butt, they try again, they try again, they try again. So
Yeah, they don't say I'm never going to walk again because I fell, right?
Yeah, so this support is amazing, and but thank you for joining us. If you're curious about what we do,